I think we'll start off with the first question. Give us the backstory of where Cigar Club came from. I think it said on the website you guys started in 2016, right?
Yeah.
So
So
what's the story behind there?
I'll give you my story. I mean, everybody kind of has a story in the
Yep.
band of how it started. So my story is I went to a bar to an open mic, and I met this guy, Dan, who plays in the band now. He actually formed Cigar Club, and he was looking to build the band at the time. And he already talked to Jeff. I think he talked to Trevor, or he was in the process of getting a singer, and he needed a drummer. And he met me, and I told him I was interested, but I was playing in a metal band at the time, and I was going to school, and I had no time to juggle another band on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up kind of uh, giving him a name of a guy I went to school with and who was really good at drums, Simon. And they ended up teaming up, and they formed Cigar Club.
Mm-hmm.
And Cigar Club played their first show. I went to their first show. It was awesome. And I think it was about a year went by, and I went to another show of theirs, and they went through another drummer. And at that time, too, they were kind of going through this weird phase. Like they weren't as tight, and it just seemed like I don't know, there was something missing. And when I went to go see that show, I had a bunch of ideas about how I could kind of maybe like elevate the rhythm parts. So I ended up messaging Dan, and I had more time at that point. And I sent him this message. I was typing out this message on Messenger, essentially saying to him that I wanted to join, and if he had any demos that he could send them to me, and I could kind of show him my ideas. Like even if I wasn't a part of the band, I at least have these ideas I want to give to them. Like maybe they can use it in production or something.
Yeah.
And as soon as I went to go send that message, like I was literally about to hit send, he sent me a message, and he said that their drummer left, and they're looking for somebody else.
That's
And if I
crazy.
was
That's kind of
interested,
wild.
Timing.
yeah,
That's
and then
timing
so
wise. That's
I
crazy.
replied to that. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like I
I
was
was just
literally
writing
just
up this
about to send
message.
you a message.
Yeah.
That's
And then
crazy.
the rest is history, as they say. And yeah, that's how it was formed.
That's wild.
I have a question. How did you get into like music and like the drums initially? Like when did you start playing drums and doing all that sort of stuff?
Great
Yeah,
question.
so yeah, that is a good question. I actually started playing drums. Well, I played drums a really long time ago, probably when I was like 2, 3,
Oh,
4 years old, with my dad and my uncle. They played in a band, so I was always exposed to instruments and practicing and music in general. So I had this understanding of drumming and guitars and playing live. I actually first was brought onto the guitar from Chad, and I tried to play that for a little bit, and I had some lessons, and I was always interested in live music, and I liked rock music. Like I really like to watch Eddie Van Halen and Angus Young
Mm-hmm.
and these like
my
virtuoso
band member.
rock guitar players. Yeah, and so I was always like gravitating towards rock and guitar, but
Yeah.
when I started playing guitar, it just like it didn't really stick with me. Like I liked it, but it didn't really stick, and I wanted to play the drums. And at that time, I was going to school. I was in elementary school, and when you go to band, you have to pick your instruments. And I really wanted to play the drums. I remember
Mm-hmm.
it was grade 5, and grade 5s weren't allowed to play the drums. Actually, it was only grade
Yeah.
6s. If you were in grade 6, you're allowed to play drums. And I was in grade
That's
5,
crazy.
and my teacher told us, okay, you have to pick another instrument. So I picked the trumpet, and essentially I just complained so
go-to.
much that she put me on drums. She just put me on drums. I was like, I don't like this. Like I suck at this. Like I know I'm gonna be better on drums. So just put me on drums. And she put me on drums, and I was great. You know, like it was like
Yeah, hey.
it was very natural for me with rhythm,
I get you.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I get that.
that's where it started.
Yeah.